And we're back. Welcome to Raw Babes 101. We are your hosts, Miss KK and
TT.
In the house really tonight. It's like, good. It's a dick in a box. It was perfect. It's a dick in a box, baby. Ow. Guys, we are here and we are ready, in action, activated, ready for you to deliver messages of hope, strength, and guidance. I'm feeling, even yesterday I had a really great 6-person circle that was for my clients, and oh my gosh, I was literally like this. I feel so activated and like things are happening really fast. So be prepared in the world for things to transmute and transform rapidly, because this is what's happening. We have Mercury Retrograde. We're fully in it. You're going to be into this now. It's a week. We've got the 9/9 portal, which is happening tomorrow, which for you guys, it would have been last week on the 9th. My birthday. Just saying.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Woo. And full moon. So the full moon energy will still be full force when you guys are watching this. So embrace it all. And it's okay if you're going through a lot of stuff, because everything that's going to be coming up for retrograde is going backwards. So people from your past, relationships, people that you may have not seen in a long time, all of a sudden resurfacing. These are tests. Don't get triggered. Just know that you've passed the test and the level. So be calm with yourself and just allow it to happen, because it's going to happen.
Sometimes there's things too that like come up that you think you've already dealt with, and
you got it.
Sometimes, you know, there's just something a little bit more there that you could probably uncover.
Always.
And I know I've sat there multiple times going, shit, I thought I dealt with this.
Same.
And yeah, no, it's just like something kind of new-ish.
Yeah.
That wasn't ready to see before that I'm ready to see now. So there you 100%, go. Beautiful.
100%.
I love it, KK. Good job.
Yeah, and it's about releasing old habits and repeated patterns. So it's going to be coming up strong for you guys. And this is a big time. I'm in this awesome group, and one of the girls pulled a card for the group, and it was all about transforming your home and decluttering. So it's really important to declutter your home. This is a time for like purge everything. Go through your cupboards, your old makeup, anything and everything that you're looking at it. Why? Because it has an energetic attachment to it. Things from an ex, things from the past that when you look at it, you have a memory and it triggers something that isn't of the utmost positive high vibe. Fucking get rid of it. This is holding on to old energetic systems that are no longer needed. You're ready to level up. I did it yesterday. As Tiffany saw, I went through all my makeup. I went through all my cupboards.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They're like great in here.
Nice and organized.
Yes.
And then I'm having an opportunity to gift it to somebody new. And then that way it's recycled and it's out of my energetic field. You want to know why we have to do this right now? Would you like to know why, Tiffany?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Well, there's a big part of this that I'm about to do myself, because we're merging into like hibernation mode. So we're going inside, we're leading into fall. Was that what you're going to talk about?
No, but maybe if you kept going, you might hit it.
Well, that's really interesting, because is it just because, you know, we have mindless things, you know, the thing is we go shopping, we bring things in, and we have to at some point get shit out, because if you're constantly bringing in new things, you gotta weed out the things that just no longer serve you.
Yes.
So.
And it's pretty close.
Okay. Gold star.
No, it's really close, because it's the fact of you have this bucket of the unknown that's sitting there waiting for you. And you're holding on to, let's just use an example. You're holding on to a purse that was given to you from somebody from your past, a lover. Let's just use that as an example. And you're holding on to it because it's pretty, and it could be of name brand, and it could be really nice, and it's shiny. And there's an energetic attachment to that, and it is to that person from the past. But why are you clinging on to it and not releasing it and letting go? Because you're afraid that something else is not going to come in to replace it. So you're holding on to something from the past in fear of nothing coming in. So when you take that leap of faith, and I'm using it with something as small as a purse and that item, you're actually completely energetically opening up an entire new possibility to replace it with something of that magnitude that is just beautiful and that would surpass those old memories. So it's really important to let go and really go through your stuff. You're going to be holding on to things. Pick that thing up and look at it and go, do I really need this? Do I use this in my everyday routine? No, let it go. Because we make room. We make room for everything that's coming. And there's a lot of shifts. It's happening fast. Healing's happening way faster. Relationships, people are just really looking at their relationships in such a big way and going, how do I feel? Like, just as much as an item, the person has a feeling to them too. So really get into that position of like, what do I want in this life? Like, is this serving me anymore? And Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to look at all that. It's also not a great time to make big purchases or buy new cars or new TVs or electronics. Back up your phones, back up your photos, back up your computers, because it's retrograde, it's energy. We are all energy. Everything is energy. And the ethers and all the energetic fields are definitely activated. So,
wow, so are you.
I am. It's wild. I feel
that's
it.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. Good job, KK.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think another thing too I've noticed with letting go of memorabilia is the fear of not remembering. Losing memory of what reminds you of that person.
100%.
And when that's fine, but just think that now you're basing that off of fear. And you're never going to forget those who laid that mark in your heart. Like,
Wow.
that fingerprint, that it'll never leave you. So
Wow.
Stuff is stuff. I had a house fire last year. And it was a little bit humbling. I'm not going to lie. Everybody made it out safe.
Yes.
It didn't take out my whole house, just one room, but still. And I was left sitting there going, this is just stuff. And I am just so grateful that I'm standing here with my family.
Exactly.
And nobody got hurt. And I don't give a shit now about any of that shit because it's all replaceable, but that person standing next to you is not. And if they're no longer standing next to you in this physical form, have faith that they are standing next to you in spirit.
100%.
They're in your life for a reason. You have this like this crazy connection, this spiritual connection. When people are coming in and out of your life, they serve a purpose. And when your purpose is served, it's time to, take what you need from that and honor it.
Yeah.
But again, stuff. So let's try to separate ourselves a little bit from the things that we're hanging so close to. What would you do when you see something and you're like, I need to get rid of that. But then you're like, but I could use it one day.
That happens all the time.
Right.
And then when you think that you'll use it one day, during that one day, it's like this. It's like, oh, this dress, I could use it one day in the future. But when the future event comes, are you putting on the old dress? Or are you buying a new one or borrowing one from your friend?
Yeah.
Or picking one of the newest things out in your closet?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Want to go back to what you said when you said nobody will leave you. It just made me want to share that not wanting to let go of something that may have been a value or a memory. Now what's starting to happen is if you choose to connect with that loved one that may have passed, you create new memories and you create new moments, and they're going to show you that through their signs and synchronicities. So we hold on to that past, be like, oh, I just don't want to forget them, but they're with us all the time, like Tiffany said, and always creating new things. There's countless amounts of things that happen on the daily that Tiffany and I talk about that are like, oh my gosh, this just happened and I got this gift, and it's like, P.S. I love you. It's a constant gift. And that's only when you're open to receiving it. And the only way to receive these is by being in alignment, being in your alignment of your true self, your soul-led life. So getting quiet and then dictating too, what's assigned for you. Make it, tell your team, hey, you know what? When I see a green butterfly, is there green butterflies?
Sure.
A green hummingbird, that you can specifically say is going to be with this loved one. It could be like Tiffany. What do you have as a symbol for Jackie?
Oh, quarters.
Yes.
Dimes, usually quarters.
Is she?
Yeah, I just
remember.
I'll find them randomly.
Didn't you have a whole whack or you had like a whole bunch or something?
Well, yes, I had saved all the quarters that I had found within a time period like of her passing. So the most profound one, this one was so sweet. So Dave was driving to Kelowna just to do some business work, and he had cleaned his truck right out. And when he arrived to his destination, he took his bag out and he flipped up the seat, and there was this quarter sitting there. And it was like, we were kind of like, had the discussion, you know, because he drives the Coquihalla often, and that's it's a lot of accidents has happened on that highway.
Truth.
Over the course of 100 years or so. But, you know, the awareness of that was there, and not that we're sitting in the fear and we're trying to manifest that. It was just like, you know, hoping and praying for his safety. And here comes the quarter. And it was like, of course you're safe. Jackie's with you.
Yeah, so Jackie's like, I've got this.
That's what we always associate with. So
that's beautiful.
Yes.
And the fact that Tiffany has 4-3 tattooed because of her passing 04-03.
I burnt myself
20.
there.
Oh.
I know.
Just blows my mind with all the 4-3s. Like, oh, I love it.
There's signs and synchronicities. They're undeniable. It's the shit's real, and if you just let go of your pessimism and be a little more optimistic,
ooh, I like that,
to these things, they will be very clear.
Yeah.
Because if you're not optimistic and surrendering to like what the next thing could possibly be, because we don't always know. That's when those things start happening. So if you're in turmoil and you're out of balance, you really won't see too much. But we really like the idea of, license plate numbers, radio songs, or if you have like random playlists and like, it's all of a sudden a message will come in through the song and stuff.
Always.
So, yeah.
And the other cool thing that a little tidbit is ask a question, whatever the question that's you're needing help with, and go find a random book, open up the page, and you're going to read it.
Good one.
I did that yesterday, and it blew my flipping socks off that I
Is
wasn't
that right?
wearing. I was like, wow, thank you for that.
Wow,
so,
cool.
And everything is a simulation of your reality of what you're creating. So everything is just that mirror.
Yeah.
So really, like, what do you want to see? And what Tiffany is saying is what you choose, whether you choose to see it or you choose to not see it, both are true. Both are true. So if you can say, oh, it's not real, nothing exists, that's exactly what you'll see. Or if you say, hey, you know what? Life is magic and this is all that I see, that is all you'll see. And it's so beautiful to live in this like serendipitous, like magical,
oh God,
freaking
I could go on and on about that topic in terms of like our perception, and then we're going into our own opinions because of the way that we see things. And COVID had a huge like eye-opening to like, it really opened people's eyes to that, because what one believes is not the other one, and who's to say that was right for everybody.
Exactly.
And this is really just right for you, so that's your truth, and then just know that's your truth.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool when you find people that agree with you.
It is. And your tribe.
You hop on the bandwagon together and you kind of cheer each other on,
whatever you're cheering on. Yeah. And then also, like what Tiffany and I've always said is it doesn't matter if it isn't on hopping on like the spiritual bandwagon or this sort of bandwagon. Everybody's equal and accepted as they are anyways, but it just doesn't mean that we can't all get along, because we all can. You can
of course
do you and I can do me, but of course we're going to call in our soul tribe of like-minded people. Always.
I know. I was like, I don't want to say it too much because I'm like,
you're like,
well, we were like, oh, what do we talk about? And Judgment came up for me. And, Judgment has a lot of different facets to it. And the most obvious one is we judge people around us, and then we judge ourselves. And that comes with perspective. So if someone is not the same color, same religion, different car, job, judge. It is a bit of a reflection on where you're suffering in, where you see yourself. And sometimes that is a trigger. That can happen a lot with our children, because they are a mirror reflection of who you were at one point.
Yep.
I remember my daughter was really triggering me. And I'm like, what the fuck is her problem? It was my problem. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of trippy because I'm actually seeing myself here and I'm mad.
Yes. It's 100%.
Yeah. So I had to reflect a little bit on that. And I'm like, you know what? This is okay. This is normal. Now that I brought awareness to it, I don't give a shit anymore. And we don't ever have to go back is the reason why I was mad at her.
Right? But it's wild how people truly are.
Yes.
And another point to make about skin color or weight or gender and all these things, I just have to let you know, and you don't have to believe this. I don't really care. I'm going to share it. But it just irks me so much because when you pass and you're not in the shell, these are just our meat suits. This is our shell. So our soul, it can never die. We can't let it, we can't kill it. We can't say that it's going to go into the ground. Like it just, our soul carries on. So what you chose in this lifetime to be, in your next lifetime, you'll probably choose something completely different. Or maybe you're going to choose a different ethnicity. So really, you judging somebody else or caring about their color or their how big or how small they are or whatever their gender may be or their sexuality, just be mindful because the next lifetime around or the ones previous, you've probably been all of them. So really coming to a place of just acceptance, accepting everybody for who and what they are, and then focusing more on yourself and worrying about yourself will completely transform you leaps and bounds.
God, I wish I had this information like
years ago.
Yes.
But this is why we do this.
This is so funny. So when Kristen and I did Landmark, this what we're talking about was not in our peripheral. We didn't learn this yet.
No.
Nobody said it so that we could hear it. And I don't even know if anybody fucking said it.
No.
I didn't hear it from anybody. And so you welcome.
You're welcome. It solves a whole lot of problems.
Oh my God.
Like, and I love that you're saying this, Tiffany, because like part of why we've chose to like just get out of the cave and the beautiful book that I had just read, Untamed by
Glennon Doyle.
Glennon Doyle. She's awesome. And she basically was living in what was this conditioned life. And then she untamed herself and was wild and free and started living in alignment with her true purpose of why she came here and to share these messages. And Tiffany and I are like, there's no more dimming to fit in. Like, I'm going to speak my heart. She's going to speak from her heart and share these messages. And how you choose to take them is totally up to you. But our job and our purpose is to share. And whatever I come across that resonates with me and whatever comes across TT is what we're going to share. Because it's like, we're like, flip, if we only had this information, but we weren't meant to have this information because we were supposed to go through the trials and tribulations to get to this place to be able to share.
So true.
There's so much to uncover. There's so much more out there. You know, I do want to touch base on this, especially with color and with race. I want you guys to think back to growing up. And there was a show on TV, and this may be triggering for people. I don't know, but I have to share it. So back in the day when we were young, it was Cops. So
I love that show.
The movie Cops was on. But
the show.
Yes,
what you gonna do
when they come for you, bad boys. But the problem with that show is we don't even know that we've been slowly programmed by watching this show to start instilling us with fear of people, like in fear of people of color and fear of different races. Because 9 times out of 10, if you guys go back to that program, it wasn't all ethnicities and all races. They were honing in on a lot of colored, and they were honing in on this. And it was something that I didn't even think of until I listened to this book, Untamed, and she talked about it. And she talked about how it's just like this secret. It's like this slowly just like trying to instill people with this fear of others. And then I was like, wow. I'm like, you know what? That's such an old belief system. And it's so wrong, in my opinion. that it's like, I need to share that. And it's like, wow, where did we learn this? Somewhere, from the TV, from the programming, from, you know, the news. So it's like, it's our job. It's programming.
It is.
And that's with everything.
When we talk about this stuff and the programming and stuff, and then we'll have judgment on others who are not within our own, like not in line with our own perception of things, that's when we really separate ourselves from other people. And that's what causes this little bit of a friction. And we just kind of, I would love to see us a little lighter in this area and just really have less judgment of yourself and those around you, and see what shows up for you. If something shows up for you within that realm, fucking bulldoze towards that. Yeah. Figure that part out. Look at it with clear eyes. It's there for you for a reason. So weed out the weeds.
I love what you said. Weed out the weeds. I love it when you say that.
And, you know, all the rest will be history.
Exactly. Because these things need to be looked at and talked about. And sometimes it's things that we just don't even look at or think. We're like, oh, but that's with everything in life. Really look at it, and you'll free yourself.
I love it.
Untamed. I think we need to stop it here. We went in a little bit deeper. I think I should pull a card.
Okay.
And I think you should pull a card. Yeah.
You're feeling it.
Yeah. It's been a while actually since we pulled a card at the end of an episode.
It is so true.
Yeah.
I know we did do that for a while, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even have to. Oh my gosh.
So that's from Angels, Gods, and Goddesses. That's Kristen's newest deck. She's absolutely in love with that deck. And then this one too that I'm about to pull.
Okay. Goddess of Sacred Power. You are being encouraged to take a leading role in your current situation. Awesome. So whatever you guys are going through, whatever is being triggered, whatever situation, it's time for you to take the lead. Take the leap, take the lead. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You're in charge of your own life. Nobody else is there to walk you through it. It's your job. Walk the path. We can hold your hand. We can be there to guide you, but you're the only one that can lead. It's time to lead.
That's beautiful. That's actually a very similar card that I pulled for myself earlier. Figure that. Okay, so this one has got this beautiful goddess.
Ooh, she's hugging a tree.
She's going inward.
Ooh, look at the fire on the front.
Fire.
Wow. That's kind of a theme with you.
Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely.
The phoenix, the 4-3, the color. Oh my gosh.
I'm just waiting for you to lisp. I don't know why.
Would you like me to just do it?
Yeah, I do.
Pathway to Peace.
Do you guys remember what episode that was?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities in your life. Weird. Didn't we just talk about that?
Weird.
Okay. Can't make that shit up, man.
It's perfect.
It is
Good
perfect.
job, T.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, be gentle on yourself. You're in Mercury Retrograde. It's all good. Just healing. We're in September. Go within.
And actually, because you're going to be hearing this the week after, I would love to know what has transpired for you and what has resonated with this now, because you're kind of looking backwards and you're going to kind of... Sometimes those reflections are needed so that we can understand that there is trust to be had. There is a message behind the scenes. So pay attention, share with us. I want to hear what it is that happened for you. And maybe we'll post it on our story.
Yeah. One thing that I just thought of by Tiffany saying that is think of one thing that you've gone through from the age of 5 till this moment that you never thought you'd be able to get through. And it was the worst time of your life.
High school.
Worst time ever. And look how you got through, and look how somehow the universe just had your back and that you made it through better than you could have ever thought. So just trust in the process. Trust that whatever's going on in your life and whatever's falling away is meant to fall in for the new. You will thank yourself. Trust me.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.